I think trauma is an overused word, and in some ways it's lost its meaning. As a lot of things do when they're introduced to social media. You know, that's one thing I don't like about social media. When something is introduced to social media, it is invariably going to lose its meaning because someone will just start using it in every sentence. Trauma, trauma, trauma. Aura, aura, aura. But that's a side tangent. But trauma is also something that we will no doubt pick up throughout our lives, whether it's from your parents' divorce, someone close to you dying, or you simply vomiting in front of your whole class when you're 7 years old. The issue is we treat trauma like the pile of laundry on our chair. We move it at the end and beginning of the day to do what we need to do. When we want to work, we put it on the bed. When it's time to go sleep, we move it from the bed back to the chair. You know, sometimes I don't even move it from the bed. I just move it to one side and I'm like, you know what? Today, I just have a smaller bed. It'll help me be grateful tomorrow when my bed is the right size. But with each day, this pile of laundry gets bigger and bigger and bigger until one day you can't move it. You just stare at it and realize how screwed you are. Likewise, that's how it is with trauma and built-up emotions. One day you drop your pen, it breaks, and you start crying, but halfway through you realize that why am I crying over a pencil? You realize that it's not because of the pencil. It's because of everything you're carrying, everything you're ignoring. And I talk about this a lot with my friends. We ask each other how. How do we deal with this trauma? How do I do X? How do I do Y? How do I get rid of this insecurity? And we always come to the same conclusion. Learn to love yourself. But then after that, I always ask how. And it's always me. I always ask, how do I love myself? How do you do that in a practical way? I know I asked the question about how do you love yourself, but I think if there's one thing I know how to do is love myself. But then the thing is, that self-love goes in the most important moments. I'm not going to explain further, but let's carry on that video. And even though I think I know how to love myself, I know how to take care of myself, right? Whenever I ask that question, we're back to square one. And I'm not a therapist, but I know I may need one in the future, probably yesterday actually. But what I do know is that every day I can cast my burdens on the Lord, and eventually, I don't know how though, eventually things will be okay. Eventually I'll truly be able to clear the pile of laundry, one piece at a time, until I'm new.